Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Shalom. And shalom to you few sisters that's listening and learning. Okay? And I want to get into a lesson going into what will come to this place. Okay? Lord willing, it's edifying to the elect. This is Joel 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. And that's speaking about the natural Gentiles. Okay? I'm going to continue on. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. That's right. And we see that these different nations are preparing for war. Okay? You see they're investing in the military. Okay? Increasing their nuclear arsenal. Okay? And we know that these different nations, the armies of these nations will be gathered in the Middle East, in the valley of Yahawashi, which means Yahweh's judgment. Okay? And we know that these different nations will come up against America, which is Babylon the Great, during World War III. Okay? But the point is that they will be gathered over there in the Middle East, in the valley of Yahawashi, okay? During World War III. Okay? And I'm going to continue on. This is Joel 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Okay? And we know that a plowshare and a pruning hook are agricultural tools. Okay? But we know that these different nations, they're not investing all their money into agriculture now. Okay? We see that these different nations are investing their money into their military. Okay? They're preparing for war. Okay? Increasing their military abilities. Okay? Building these missiles. Okay? These different nations will come up against America, which is Babylon the Great, during World War III. Okay? Now I'm going to continue on. Let the weak say I am strong. That's right. It says, let the weak say I am strong. And at one time, these different nations were weak. Okay? These different nations wouldn't come up against America, which is Babylon the Great. But how are these different nations saying they're strong now? Okay? Because we see that they have nuclear capabilities. Okay? And they're going to come up against America, which is Babylon the Great, during World War III. And they're going to send missiles over here to destroy this place. Okay? Russia, China, Iran, just to name a few, will come up against America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay? These different nations with these nuclear capabilities. Okay? And I'm going to get what else I had. I'm going to go to Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. Okay? This is Jeremiah 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. That's right. Russia, China, Iran, just to name a few, will come up against America, which is Babylon the Great, during World War III. Okay? And I'm going to read this from the top again. This is Jeremiah 50, verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. That's right. And the arrows are speaking about those missiles. Okay? So we know these different nations are preparing for war. Okay, you see these different nations, Russia, China, and Iran, if I'm not mistaken, recently, you know, they had a joint military drill. Okay, they're not doing that for no reason. They're doing that getting ready to come up against this whore, being America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, and we know those arrows are speaking about the missiles. Okay, so I'm going to read this from that part again. Okay, it says, their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. That's right, it says none shall return in vain. Okay, so we know that once those missiles are shot over here to America, which is Babylon the Great, they're not going to turn back around. No, they're going to come over here to destroy this place. Okay? And the spirit of the Lord will be on those missiles. They will not miss. Okay? And I'm going to get what else I had. I'm going to go to Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. Okay? This is Jeremiah 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. That's right. And a destroying wind is speaking about that nuclear destruction. Okay. So we know that America, which is Babylon the Great, will be completely destroyed. Okay, those missiles will come over here to destroy this place. Okay, I'm gonna continue on. This is Jeremiah 51 verse 2, and will send unto Babylon fanners. That's right, and the fanners are speaking about the other nations. Okay, I'm gonna continue on. That shall fan her. That's right. It says that shall fan her. And how they're gonna fan her? By sending missiles over here. Okay, that's how this place will be fanned. Okay, I'm gonna continue on. And shall empty her land. That's right. It says and shall empty her land. Okay, and we know this place will be emptied. Okay, these buildings, these roads, these cars, okay, will be burnt up in America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, this place will be laid desolate. Okay, and when you look at a lot of these so-called Americans, okay, you see a lot of these people are comfortable over here. Okay, a lot of these people, they're not worried about another nation coming up against America, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, a lot of these people, they're not worried about war. Okay, so we know that a lot of these people will be caught off guard, man. Okay, so I'm going to read this from the top again. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners. And again, the fanners are the other nations. Okay, I'm going to continue on. That shall fan her. And how they're going to fan her? By sending missiles over here. Okay, I'm going to continue on. And shall empty her land. That's right. And we know that this land will be emptied. Okay, I'm going to continue on. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. That's right. And these different nations will come up against America, which is Babylon the Great, during World War III. Okay, and it's not anything that the leaders of America, which is Babylon the Great, can do to stop this nuclear destruction from happening, man. Okay, it doesn't matter, how many, peace agreements, they try to get with the leaders of these different nations. Okay, it's not going to stop this destruction from coming to this place, man. Okay, the destruction of America, which is Babylon the Great, is already written. Okay, and it's not anything, that Joe Biden can do about it. Okay, it's not anything that Kamala Harris can do about it to stop this destruction from happening, man. Okay, it's gonna happen. All right, and I'm gonna continue on. This is Jeremiah 51, verse 3. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. That's right. And we know that those missiles will come out of those silos. Okay, I'm going to continue on. And against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine. That's right. And brigandine goes into armor. Okay, and we know that America, which is Babylon the Great, won't have any defense for those missiles, man. Okay, this place will be completely destroyed, laid desolate. All right, and I'm gonna get something real quick, to prove that point. Okay, let me get this in Joel. Okay, I'm gonna get this in the 2nd chapter. Let me see. Okay, and at the 8th verse. Okay, this is Joel 2 verse 8. Neither shall one thrust another. That's right. Speaking about those missiles. Okay, when they come over here to America, which is Babylon the Great, they're not going to be running into each other. They're going to be in complete order. Okay, I'm going to continue on. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. That's right. So we know that those defense systems won't be able to stop those missiles, man. Okay, we know 200 million missiles will come to America, which is Babylon the Great. This place will be completely destroyed, laid desolate, man. Okay, so it's not going to be any defense for those missiles. All right, so I'm going to go back to what I had. Okay, and I'm going to end it on this. This is Jeremiah 51 verse 3. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. Again, those missiles will come out of those silos. Okay, I'm going to continue on. And against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine. Okay, and we know brigandine goes into armor. Okay, I'm going to continue on. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. That's right. So we know the ones of you that's left down here in America, which is Babylon the Great, when those missiles come over here, okay, they're going to be destroyed with America, which is Babylon the Great. Only the elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, will be delivered. Okay, but with that said, Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. And I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rawchaa, Qadash. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect and 1/3 of the nation of Israel. Shalom and shalom to you few sisters that's listening and learning.